Well, hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever one applies. I wanted to make a little bit of a real video for a change, just to say hi to you and to get things kind of on the right track with everybody. So far, I've been very happy with the work people have been doing. I can tell that most of you have looked at the things online, and the quizzes that we've done so far have gone pretty well. I had a couple of people that were late getting the first one in, but everybody got that first quiz done, and most of you are actually already into two quizzes in the classes that we have. We all know this is not the best way that we could possibly proceed, but it is important that we continue doing the social distancing, and that's why we're not in school. You may have heard this week that there was actually a teenager in California that died from COVID 19. We definitely don't want that to happen with any of you or with anyone in your family, anybody that you know. Some of you may have heard that there are schools that aren't doing anything during this time that schools are off. And the state has said that we don't actually have to. And some of you may wonder, so why are we doing online courses if we don't have to? Well, there's some of you that are taking college credit courses, and you really have no choice but to proceed because if you want the college credit, you have to complete the content for those courses. So it really is kind of important that you get that done. And for the rest of you really want to have the background going forward so that you know what's going on when you get into more advanced classes. So, yeah, it's really better to use your time as productively as you can rather than just sitting around and, binge watching Netflix or whatever. I know there are some people that are kind of concerned about how's their grade going to work as we have this time off. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is don't get real worried about that. However, there are a few things that I'll say specifically. First off, if you think there's a problem on one of the quizzes that you're taking, tell me. There were several of you that noticed some issues with the most recent advanced algebra quiz, and everybody that noticed problems was absolutely correct. There was one where I literally had the wrong answer on there, and there was another one where you were supposed to type in an amount of money, and I thought that I had included all the possible variations, but some of you included a comma in a number that was more than 1,000. And what I try to do is be fair to everybody. When you submit those quizzes, it shows me exactly what you put for every answer. And so I go back, and if I can see that you did it right, I'll give you the credit for it anyway. But it is always good to let me know if there's something that you thought had a problem. I know a lot of you have found the quizzes easy, some of you have found them hard. And if you have thought that they're hard, I strongly encourage you to watch those PowerPoint videos and at least look through the worksheets first. Especially, I post the worksheets and I also post answers to them that try to explain exactly what you're doing. You want to make sure that you do know how to do all the different kinds of problems before you try and do them with the quiz. Do also realize that when you take those quizzes, the real grade that gets recorded in JMC is probably going to be a little bit higher than what the computer tells you your grade was. It automatically takes off 1 point for everything. And you guys know in most of the tests I give in class, most things end up being just minus a half. That's what I have mostly done with the quizzes as well. Again, I go back and look at them, and if I can tell that there's just a small mistake, like in a couple of them, people, for instance, had an exponent wrong or you multiplied wrong. And if you do that kind of a mistake, your chances are you're just going to miss half a point for it. We haven't completely figured out how things will work for fourth quarter and semester grades going forward. We'll be doing that in the next week or two, and a lot of it depends on whether we go back to school as scheduled or whether this ends up being completely online for the rest of the semester. My goal is always to be fair to you guys, and no, we're not going to punish you because classes got canceled. We want to give you the best grade we possibly can and make sure that things are where they're supposed to be going forward. If you do have any concerns, do let me know. And I will also point out that if you're looking at something and you're not sure how to do some of the problems, feel free to email or text me and I will try to get back to you as quick as I can. In most cases, probably email is the best way to do that because then I can see specifically what issues you have, and sometimes people will take a picture on their camera of what they're doing and I can look and see where things went wrong, almost like we would if we were going through things in class. Again, I really want to help you out with things and I miss seeing you guys every day, so it's good to have an opportunity to interact a little bit more. Again, if you do have any questions, please do include that going forward. So with that, we're going to wish you well. Do stay safe and healthy. And typically, I'll be posting new stuff on the weekends. But again, what you have to do for class is the quizzes, and those are going to be due the following Friday. Take care. We'll see you guys.